Welcome to the TOEFL listening section. In this part, you will hear one or more conversations in an academic or campus context, such as a discussion between a student and a professor or between two students. You may take notes while listening. Listen to part of a conversation. You will hear it only once, so listen carefully. After the conversation, you will answer questions about what you heard. Some questions will ask you about main ideas and details. Others will ask about implied meaning, speaker attitude, or how ideas relate to one another. Use both what is stated and what is implied to answer.
Good afternoon, Dr. Morales. Thank you for meeting with me during your office hours. I need guidance on startup funding strategies for my entrepreneurship paper.
Good afternoon, Alex. Tell me more about the specific decision you are analyzing. Are you comparing venture capital and bootstrapping?
Yes. My case study follows a hypothetical hardware startup called Greenbox. They need capital to produce an initial inventory, and I am trying to decide whether they should pursue venture capital or bootstrap based on growth expectations and control issues.
That is a classic dilemma. Start with the advantages of bootstrapping. What do you think founders gain by bootstrapping?
Bootstrapping preserves equity and control. Founders can focus on building product-market fit without investor pressure to scale prematurely. It forces discipline on burning cash and prioritizing revenue.
Exactly. Bootstrapping also allows founders to validate demand using minimum viable products and early revenue. But what are the downsides for Greenbox if they choose that route?
The main downside is limited speed. For a hardware business manufacturing physical units, capital-intensive production can limit market entry. They may miss first-mover advantages and distribution partnerships.
Right. Now consider venture capital. What are the immediate benefits for a startup like Greenbox?
Venture capital offers large capital injections, strategic networks, and help scaling operations. Strategic VCs can open distribution channels or provide introductions to large retailers, which is critical for hardware startups.
And the costs of venture capital are not just financial. Can you explain equity dilution and control trade-offs?
Founders give up ownership percentage as investors take equity. Over several rounds, founders can lose majority control. Investors may insist on milestone-based tranches and governance rights that limit founders' freedom.
If you take venture capital too early, you can lose control and be pushed to scale before product-market fit. That can lead to wasted capital and strategic drift.
That sentence sums up the risk I am worried about. How should Greenbox decide the timing of taking VC money?
Timing depends on capital intensity, market opportunities, and traction. If they can achieve meaningful traction with bootstrap revenue or angel funding, it can increase valuation and reduce dilution when they later raise institutional capital.
You mentioned angel funding. How does that differ from venture capital and from bootstrapping in practice?
Angels are often high net worth individuals who invest smaller amounts and may be more patient. They usually take less control than VCs and can provide mentorship. Angels are a good bridge between bootstrapping and a formal VC round.
What about convertible instruments like safes or convertible notes? How do they fit into a funding strategy?
A safe or a convertible note allows startups to delay valuation. The instrument converts to equity in a later priced round, often at a discount or with a cap. This can be useful when valuation is difficult at an early stage.
So a safe defers valuation and reduces negotiation friction, is that correct?
Yes, it gives time to build metrics that justify a higher valuation. But founders should be careful about stacking multiple safes without a clear plan for the next priced round.
In terms of practical steps, what should Greenbox prepare if they want to approach venture capitalists?
They must prepare a clear pitch with unit economics, customer acquisition cost, lifetime value, and model your burn rate for at least 12 months to show runway to investors. They also need a credible team and demonstrable traction.
You mentioned unit economics. For our case study, I should include specific revenue projections and assumptions about margins and distribution costs.
Absolutely. Investors will scrutinize assumptions. Also discuss exit scenarios and potential lead investors. A lead investor can set terms and reduce friction in syndication.
What about accelerators and grants as alternative strategies?
Accelerators can provide early funding, mentorship, and network in exchange for equity. Grants are non-dilutive and good for research-heavy projects. Both are viable options depending on the business model and founder goals.
How do founders balance speed and control when presenting options to stakeholders?
They must prioritize milestones and map funding to those milestones. If the priority is rapid market capture, take VC. If preserving vision and control is critical, bootstrap and use smaller funding instruments until traction proves the model.
This helps a lot. For my paper, I will present a decision framework that weighs capital needs, speed, control, and the type of investor value beyond cash.
That is a strong framework. Include a short case where a startup bootstrapped to product market fit, then raised a small seed round for scaling. Show the change in valuation and dilution before and after the round.
Thank you. I will draft that scenario and bring it to your next office hours for feedback.
Very good. Focus on clarity in assumptions and implications for control and growth. See me next week and bring the numbers.
Listen again to part of the conversation, then answer the question.
If you take venture capital too early, you can lose control and be pushed to scale before product market fit. That can lead to wasted capital and strategic drift.
This concludes the conversation portion. For more TOEFL practice tests and study materials, visit Spinta.org.